So this is a common problem with harmonettas, and that is ghost notes. If you blow without pushing any keys down, you shouldn't hear any notes coming out. But at the top end here, and you can hear some just some slight notes coming out. I'm just going to show you how to fix that. So the first thing to do is to take it apart. This is sort of designed to take apart really, because it's so simple. There's just 2 screws on the top and 2 screws on the bottom. The only tools you're going to need to adjust the harmonetta is a 3.5 socket spanner. I got this from eBay. So let's take a closer look at what's happening with the valves themselves. When you push one of the keys in, it operates a set of complex rods that push the valves open. It pushes onto the brass strip, and the brass strip sort of kinks up in the middle, and that creates a hole in the valve block, and the note comes out of that particular slot. When you release the key, the rod goes back in its original position, and the valve is closed by a small spring on the rear of the valve. Now sometimes this spring pulls the valve from the nut end against the rod itself and creates a tiny air gap on the valve itself, and that's when you can hear the ghost note. To adjust the valves themselves, it's a very simple process. You need to push the offending valve towards the nut end, taking up the slack in the valve, loosen the nut at the front, take up the slack, and then tighten it. Be very, very careful, because these are brass nuts on here and brass screws, and they can thread very, very easily. So you just need to go down, push the slack out of the valve themselves, and then loosen the nut and tighten the nut all in one go, and you should adjust, take the slack out of the valve itself. A simple way to check that all the valves are sitting correctly is to make sure that the push rods have some slack in them, and they're not tight against the valves when no keys are being pushed. So there you have it. That's how you adjust a harmonetta's valve block. A very simple process really. If you own a harmonetta and you play a harmonetta, you certainly have the ability to adjust your harmonetta, because you will need to adjust it from time to time. You know, the slots are going to wear on the valves themselves. There may be some dust and stuff underneath, so it's not a difficult process to do. And then a quick check to make sure that there's no notes coming out, and you're good to go. So thanks for watching.